From Del Rio, Texas, Rob Wade and Robert Garza. Two guys who dive. This episode of Two Guys Who Dive, recorded live Sunday, 10 August 2014. Episode 111, Autumn Time in Belize. Yes, we are, but you're happy. Well, happy to have you jump in here.
I was going to show you the
Oh, look at how beautiful.
That's the second one I took. The first one.
That's some great footage. Let me show that to our viewers here. You can see it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
For our friends from the dive today, got some excellent footage of a spotted eagle ray. That is awesome.
That one. And I came right after that. You swam right
Oh, did I?
behind us.
Sorry to photobomb your eagle ray. Well, as you can tell, we are not in our normal studio in Del Rio, Texas. We are here in the beautiful island just off of the country of Belize. We're in the Ambergris Caye, or Key, as we call it in Florida. And this is not Robert Garza, as you might guess. This is my lovely wife and my dive buddy, Tara. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
And so we're staying at the beautiful Sunbreeze Hotel coast of Belize, and having a great time so far. We just got here on Saturday. Yesterday was an all-day kind of a travel day. I think we spent just about as much time on the road as we spent in the air.
Yes, we did.
Or sitting in terminals waiting.
Right.
I'm using my Windows phone, my Lumia phone, which was recognized by we went to dinner at the restaurant here, and at was it Blue Water?
Yes, the Blue Water
Grill,
yes.
Excellent food, and the wait staff came up and said, "Oh, is that a Lumia phone? Is that the excellent?" I said, "Yes, it is." So even down here in a foreign country, they recognize quality devices. So that's your tech update for this week. So we got here in the afternoon on Saturday, and flights were decent. Of course, it's always exciting riding one of the puddle jumpers from the mainland to an island like this. So we drove to Del Rio, or drove from Del Rio to San Antonio, which was a 2.5-hour ride, and then caught our flight from San Antonio to Houston. Thankfully, we checked our bags in San Antonio, and we didn't have to touch them again. We dread the nightmare of having to land at one place, only to, in a rush, go through and yank your bags out, and then actually check them through customs and all that fun stuff. So luckily, we were just checked all the way through. So we landed in Houston, waited there, not very long because we had an actual delay on our flight. Mm-hmm. But fortunately, we also had a delay of the flight out of Houston. Actually waiting on another flight on their flights, and we're like, that's okay, because if we were in the same boat, we would like the possibility that they could wait for us to arrive. Yeah. So that was cool. Everybody got on board and got to Belize in fine fashion. But then, of course, was the craziness that, and having never been to Belize before, we had to figure out, all right, so once we get our bags, check those through customs, which wasn't a big deal here, catching our connecting flight via a Cessna Caravan. Luggage carrier, passenger carrier, and it was tight like a tiger. We were sitting in the seat, two of the seats right behind the pilot seat, and darn, if I'd known they weren't going to have a co-pilot, which should have been a little bit unnerving, but one of the other passengers got to sit up in the right seat, and I would have loved that, because, you know, should anything have happened, I probably could have bring the airplane down.
Everyone.
Right, save the day. It's been like Kurt Russell in Executive Decision.
Yeah.
Well, not quite. Probably would have been bouncy, and we might have lost some luggage, but I think I could have gotten us down. Although we were coming in with when we landed, which was interesting, and the landing, even though it was a straight shot in, I mean, it was beautifully lined up. It was kind of a little rough coming in,
Just a little scary.
but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. And we got some great shots outside the plane.
Yes. Beautiful shot.
So, as it turns out, we arrived in Belize the weekend that they're having their Costa Maya International. It's a big festival. It's a big festival that involves several of the Central American countries, Belize and El Salvador, and Panama, and so forth. And they all get together. It's like an expanded version of what we go through in Del Rio. We have our big abrazo, which is a big. We have a week-long party that ends in fiesta.
Fiesta de
Amistad. And ours is kicked off by the grill pageant. And so then we have this big abrazo, which is the embrace, and everybody hugs at the international line. Well, they do that. They step that up big time here. Even though it's not as long, it's not a full week of festivities, but it's all these countries that come together that are involved in this. And so it's always the first Thursday, starts at the first Thursday in August of each year. And so this year it was 7th through the 10th. So we came in the middle of it, basically. So it starts off with, they have their Miss Costa Maya International, and then their official grand opening is on Friday night, and that's when it's attended by the who's who of the international dignitaries. So you have mayors and presidents and all these who's who that show up and attend this big grand opening. And then Saturday night is what they call Noche Internacional. So it's big music, big party. They have some international stars that show up and perform, and it's a big party. And then Sunday, today, is more. They do have some more music and things like that, but it's mostly like a family day. So you see a lot of folks doing the beach thing. It's a family beach. So in a way, it's kind of like a huge reunion where you have the big party and the family get together afterward. So it's kind of winding down because a lot of folks were up pretty late last night, judging by all the music that we heard through our doors and windows. Last night they were up pretty late, partying, music everywhere. Of course, competing music in all directions. But today we had our actual first dive, our first couple of dives. We've got a full week of diving ahead, and we got some shots and some video to show you about that in just a second. As far as the standard of living, things like that, it's reminiscent of, if you've ever been to Mexico, it's somewhat reminiscent of there. The buildings are pretty close together, and on our next episode I'll have more photos put together and some of the shots that we took with our Lumia 1020s. And we're gonna bring some of those shots so you can see how the folks live, how they work around here, maybe some of the airplane shots, and of course tons more of the dive videos. But the standard of living is kind of expensive, as they say, for any of the Caribbean islands, but it's not too bad. It's not really atypical of what we saw in maybe Cayman. The Belize dollar is exchanged at a 2-for-1. So for every U.S. dollar, you get 2 dollars, and that's what they call them, is dollars. So it's kind of a little bit of a quick math that you got to do when you're trying to figure out, okay, am I paying twice the right amount, or the right amount, or half the right amount? You know, or you got to ask, is this U.S. dollars or Belize dollars when you buy something? But it's not too bad. You know, T-shirts we typically expect, for example, touristy T-shirts expect about $12 to $15 for decent ones, especially in shops at some of the other Caribbean islands, and it's about that here. So no big surprises. So let's go through a few of our photos that we have here. So there's Tara waving at the camera. And then there was a nurse shark. We saw a lot of nurse sharks. Good shot of a grouper. Several of those around. Actually, we probably saw more groupers than we saw nurse sharks. And a number of the little grottos or tongue and groove type coral formations. I love some of the silhouette shots. There's yours truly, taken by my wife. I was looking down at the tongue shot of one of the spiny lobsters, which they eat a lot of that. Some shots on board the boat. We had 11 people on the boat today. Some folks we're going to be doing our blue hole dive tomorrow with. There's our main dive master. And there is my wife, Tara. I know, it's so blinding.
There's that handsome fella.
Another grouper, which type that was. So a shot of a spotted eagle ray, and then I zoomed in, I think. Well, it didn't show it for some reason. And that's what I included. I took one of the shots. It was pretty decent. It wasn't as good as that video you just saw at the head of the show that one of our dive buddies got, but I was able to zoom in on it. So let's show a little bit of the video.
I haven't seen this yet.
You haven't seen any of the video?
No, I haven't.
Alright, so this is something we've not seen before. That's a remora, not attached to a shark. And then there you see some saw lots of nurse sharks. There's a good shot of green eels.
I didn't know you even got that.
Oh yeah.
Thumbs up to somebody.
See, this remora, as Tara commented to me earlier today, this kind of reminds us of the pervy turtle.
Yeah. Very, kind of, a little too aggressive.
I think it's a great shot to the remora.
Yeah.
You just don't see them out like this. And this one, obviously, was looking for, we kind of look like sharks. Yeah, we kind of look like, I guess, sharks. I thought, I was thinking, well, maybe I'm going to attach it. But I didn't need any cleaning, and I don't think you did either.
No. I guess did.
Incoming. Swing it back to the Waving.
I'm just kind of hovering above you.
This is pretty, because I had the camera switched to, I wasn't using the light for the most part, but I had it switched to the diving without light. The beauty about the Sea Life DC 1400 camera is that while you can attach lights to it, and it's got, of course, a built-in flash, should we have one more video? One more chasing after. It has a easy setup process. You can be very, very detailed in the camera, but you can simply pull up the menu and tell it, okay, are you using it? It literally shows you, are you using it on land or underwater? You select underwater, then it asks you, are you snorkeling or diving? If you're diving, then it puts a heavier red filter in it, so it helps actually show you a true representation without lighting up, without you using your strobe, your video light. It compensates pretty well for the competitions. Anytime you see like Terra in the camera, you'll see that the color of her nails and her BC and her fins are pretty accurately depicted. If we were to go see, look, I mean, it's a pretty good representation of the gear. I think that is all the video that we have. So back live. So that's just a hint. That's after the first two dives a day. Now, for the next episode, we're losing our light, and I'm losing battery power out here. For the next episode, which will be this next weekend, because we will just be getting back into Del Rio, so we won't have any time to put the show together or even be there for the show. So it'll be the week after. But I'll have a lot more video, a lot more pictures to show you of the diving here. I'm anxious, more anxious than you can believe, to get the blue hole shots. We do that tomorrow, so we've got a week long of diving. We did our first 2 today. The package we got was 2 tank dives in the morning every day. And so, but tomorrow we're doing the blue hole, and that's literally a 5:30 to 5:30 gap. Now the way that works is, yeah, it's pretty cool. You show up at the dock at 5:30, which, by the way, is an hour difference here. They don't observe the daylight savings time. So whereas right now we're doing this show, doing this recording, it's 5 till 7 Del Rio time or something time. It's actually 5 till 6 local. So when they say 5:30 here, it's 6:30 for us, which isn't too bad.
Right.
We're not unused to that, because it's about when we get up for work. So won't be too bad. So anyway, we meet out here at 5:30 out the dock, and they literally said if you don't show up on time or early, and they cruise by with the boat and they don't see you, they go on. So we're going to make sure that we're here,
standing on the dock.
Standing on the dock with our gear ready to go. And so we'll be jumping on the boat at that point, and then we'll get to their dive shop, and they do a little continental breakfast thing, and then load up and head out to the Blue Hole, which they say is about a 2 hour plus boat ride, because actually Blue Hole, if you were to look at the coast of Belize, you would see that the Blue Hole is on the southern part of that coast, whereas Ambergris Caye, where we're at, is in the upper. So you were looking, also what I said was for dive trips from mainland and from here, because it's such a long trip. But anyway, so we take that trip down, and this is probably the shortest dive that you ever go on, because they take you, it's much deeper than this, but they take you to Blue Hole, and if you haven't seen it before, You probably not watched previous episodes, but you can certainly look it up
Probably
on
see it from space.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and we'll do some maps and all that fun stuff on the next episode. But they take you there. It's basically a caved-in volcano, underwater volcano, where just the top is available, the top is visible. It's what you call an atoll. So they bring you in there, and then you drop on the inside of this volcano, this atoll, and they take you straight down to 130 feet, which of course if you're a diver you know that that's the maximum for the recreational limit. So they take you down to 130 feet, which max you can spend is 8 minutes. So like I said, it's a short dive, but I'm making sure the camera is charged, ready to go, because I'm going to be filming and taking snapshots the whole way there. Because the camera is outfitted with both a strobe and a video light, I'll have that available. Of course, we'll have our lights with us, because I think it does get a little bit dark down there at 130 feet, especially at the visibilities like this. And then we literally come right back up. Then what we do is a lunch break. They take us to a little private island. We get lunch on a private island. It's pretty cool. And second dive of 3. And they said there's tons of fish there. And then we, on our way back, we hit one last place called the aquarium. They said there's tons of colorful fish there. And that's obviously the shallowest dive of all. And that will be the third of the 3 dives. Then, by that time, it's about 3 o'clock or so. So they head back to the Ambergris Caye. It's going to be about 5:30 before we finish up. So it's literally an all-day deal. So we've been making sure we hit the boning before we definitely needed it today because the swells were pretty rocking.
Oh, if we hadn't had that today, I think we would have both been blowing chunks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Let's see. We're running low on the light here, but I definitely want to get this abbreviated episode going here. And we're about 50% our battery power because what I thought it was going to be able to plug in has no juice going out of it. Another reason why we are doing the show this way instead of normally doing the live netcasting as well as the recording is because the internet service here is horrible. Being out on an island, it's horrible. I think they do like slow satellite, or maybe it's through an underwater cable to the mainland or something, but it's just really, really slow. So it would have been impossible to actually live stream it. So next best thing, we're recording it, and then we can just hook it up to plug it into power up in the room and upload it, however long it takes to upload it to YouTube, so you guys will be able to see it at least this week, hopefully. And like I said, in the meantime, we'll be taking a lot more pictures, a lot more video of our dives here, as well as our visits and shopping and food and all that fun stuff. We'll have more commentary, etc., about our trip to Belize on our next episode. As I said, we won't have an episode next week, but the week after we should be good to go. Let's do a real quick administrivia here as the light fades here. It's 6 o'clock local, and you see that the sun is already below the tops of the hotel here. So let's hit some administrivia. So we've got the next Del Rio Dive Club meeting is the 19th September. Obviously we're not having one this week because we're here in Belize and you're not. 7 p.m. at Rudy's Restaurant. Just a couple of dive classes left, 28th to the 31st of August and the 25th to the 28th of September. It's too late really to sign up for the August one. You do the online portion of the academics, and then you can do the in-water with me. And then of course if you sign up by the first week of September, you can get in on the September class. And of course I can do some special one-on-one or special requests classes, but those cost you a little bit more money, so you have to be ready to fork out a little bit more dough. That's okay if you're really wanting to get certified before, let's say, a winter cruise to the Caymans or Cozumel or something like that. It's a perfect way to do it. And of course, if you want to get in touch with us, just check us out on Facebook. Just look for Del Rio Dive Club. Or website at delriodevclub.com. Messages on Skype, just look for TGWD. And also, if you want to get in touch with me, you can send me email at robert.wade@cetifox.net, or you can follow me on Twitter. Just look for @RobertCFP, that stands for Ceti Fox Productions. And of course, like I said, Robert's not here this week, but hopefully
He asked us to bring him with us.
couldn't fit him on the in the suitcase.
No, it would cost us too much money.
Yeah, no kidding. 50 pounds max for each bag, so he weighs just a little bit more than 50 pounds. But so hopefully we'll. I know hope is not a strategy, but hopefully we'll get this this episode uploaded to YouTube sometime tonight, and y'all can check it out. I'll be sending out messages that it's available to watch. Again, just check us out on the Facebook page, and you'll see me post it live if it's ready to roll. So as the sun sets in the west on the beautiful island of Ambergris Caye in a beautiful Central American country of Belize, this is Robert Wade, joined by
Tara Wade.
And we send you a fond farewell, and we'll see you next time in another exciting episode of Two Guys Who Dive.